This section is solving quadratic equations using the quadratic formula. So recall that the standard quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So when you do the quadratic formula, a, b, and c are real numbers. A is not equal to 0. A quadratic equation written in standard form has these solutions. X is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So to use the quadratic formula, the equation must be set equal to 0. We're going to clear any fractions if necessary because it's just so much easier to not have to work with fractions. Then you'll identify a, b, and c, plug a, b, and c into the formula, and simplify. Done. So here he is. So we're going to use the quadratic formula. Is it set equal to 0? Yes. Are there fractions in the problem we have to clear? No. We're going to identify a, b, and c. A is equal to 1, b is equal to 4, c is equal to a negative 3. And then we're going to plug into the formula. Now this one is y is equal to, just happened to be a different variable name, negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Good? So now when we do it, you just plug it in. And when I do these pluggy-any things, I always do like little, I call them nutshells. Little nutshells waiting for a variable to be put inside. So negative b is 4 for the b's, a is 1, c is a negative 3. Okay, and now we just have to simplify. So y is equal to negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 16 plus 12, because negative 4 times 1 times negative 3 is 12, all over 2. So we end up with negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 28 all over 2. This is 28. Now let's simplify that. Yeah, let's. Negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 28 is really 4 times 7 underneath the radical. So, and don't forget that this is equal to y, okay? So it's negative 4 plus or minus 2 square root of 7 over 2. Now, you guys, I'm going to divide everything through by 2. So this will be negative 2 plus or minus, the 2's will cancel, square root of 7. There he is. So over here, I'm going to write my final answer. Y is equal to negative 2 plus the square root of 7, and y is equal to negative 2 minus the square root of 7. And there you have it. And again, you can use your calculator to approximate these if you need to. Right now, these are what? What are they? They are exact. Let's do the good. We have a whole thing here. Okay, I'm very happy because we're going to use everything. So first we're going to set it to 0, so we get x squared plus 5 halves x, take away 1 half, and that's equal to 0. Good? We're clearing those fractions. How are we going to do that? We're going to multiply everything through by 2. So we'll get 2x squared. So multiply this by 2, this by 2, this by 2, and that by 2. This 2's will cancel here, plus 5x. Take away the 2's will cancel here, 1, and 0 times 2 is 0. So now we're going to identify a, b, and c. A is equal to 2, b is equal to 5, c is equal to negative 1. So let's go for it. X is equal to, let me write it out. Now this could be sung to the song of Pop Goes the Weasel, but I will spare you, okay? So here we go. I'm kind of psyched. I'm going to use my little nutshell things, you guys. here I go. I'm doing my nutshells. Don't be lazy on these, you guys. If you do it right the first time, you won't have to redo it. You know what I'm saying? 5 in for B. A is 2. C is a negative 1. And A is 2. So here we go. X is equal to negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 25 plus 8 all over 4. So negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 33 all over 4. There are two solutions here, negative 5 plus the square root of 33 over 4, and negative 5 minus the square root of 33 over 4. Now, if you put this into your calculator, put parentheses around this before you divide. Cool? And you're done. I can't simplify this anymore because the 5, the 4, 33 can't be simple. You can't pull anything out, nothing. So you're like, yay, done with that. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. In order to use the quadratic formula, it has to be set equal to 0. So I'm going to do that by subtracting 7. Look at that pathetic looking 7. Say, y take away 7 is equal to 0. Now I'm psyched. I have no fractions to clear. I'm just going to identify my A, my B, and my C and roll right along. A is negative 1, B is 1, and C is a negative 7. So here we go, you guys. This is so fun. So y is equal to, again, here's the quadratic formula. Now you're like, how come you keep writing it out? Well, it helps me memorize it, and you may need to memorize it for your test. So you want to make sure that you know what it is, so the more you write it, the better it'll be. And of course, you're going to use my method of nutshells, because why wouldn't you? Because it's so magical. It helps you keep everything straight. So we get, we're going to put in negative b, which is a 1, b squared, 1 squared. 4a is a negative 1, c is a negative 7, all over 2a, negative 1. So here we go. So y equals negative 1 plus or minus the square root 1. Okie dokie artichokey. So negative 4 times negative 1 times negative 7 is a negative 28. All over 2 times negative 1 is a negative 2. So I have another wah, wah, wah. I can't take the square root of a negative number, so there is no real solution here, okay? Now emphasize the word real here, because you can have a complex solution, but we don't go as far as that in this course. Now, just to FYI, there's a couple FYI things. B squared minus 4AC is called the discriminant. And what that means is, if this guy is less than 0, there's no real solution. Because that means that the number underneath the radical will be negative. So there you have it. Okay, so now you will be able to do this assignment. Go for it.